Good morning, students. In the previous online classes, we have studied about verbs and its forms. I hope that it was clear to you all. Now, in this video, we will study about subject-verb agreement. So here, first of all, we need to know what is subject and verb in the sentence, and how to identify subject and verb in the sentence, and what exactly is subject-verb agreement, and what are the basic rules surrounding it. So the first point is, what is a subject? A subject is a person, place, thing or idea of being something. And what is a verb in the sentence? It is the action performed by the subject or state of being, which I have told you earlier in the online classes, that what is a verb? That verb is a word which shows the action performed by the subject. So here, what is the verb in the sentence? It is the action performed by the subject or state of being. For example, you can see Ajay plays cricket regularly. So here in the example, you can see what kind of action has been performed? Plays. So plays is a verb, and by whom the action has been performed? Ajay. So Ajay will be your subject and plays will be your verb. So based on point of view, subject may be either first person, second person or third person. Now you can see, for first person we can use I or we, for second person we can use you, and for third person we can use he, she, it and they. Now based on count, subject may be singular or plural. So what exactly subject-verb agreement is? For making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. Now see, a general point or rule to remember, that if there is a singular subject, it must have a singular verb. If there is a plural subject in a sentence, it must have a plural verb. Now, important point to be noted, that when at the end of the noun, suppose in a sentence if there is a noun and if it ends with s or es, then it becomes plural. But when in a sentence if there is a verb and which ends with s or es, it becomes singular. See, I have given you an example. If there is a noun in a sentence and if it is added by s or es, then it will becomes plural. But if there is a verb in a sentence and if it is added by s or es, it will becomes singular. To make you even more clear, just see, I have given you this diagram to make you understand that here are some nouns and verbs. See, boy is a singular noun, as we all know. Cow is a singular noun. Box is a singular noun. But when we convert it into plural, we just have to add s. See, boy, boys. Cow, cows. Box, boxes. But where it goes with verb, it is totally different. See, verbs base form is always in plural. See, suppose eat. Eat is the plural form. Verb eat is in the plural form. But when you want to change it into singular, it will become eats. Same goes with go. Go is in the plural form. But when you change it into singular, it will become goes. Same goes with do, it will become does in singular form. So what I want to tell you, that it means verb original form, that is the base form, is always in plural in number. In a sentence, the verb is always in a plural number. But when we add s or es in the end of the verb, then it becomes singular. Now see, there is some example I have showed here. The boy read, and here the boy reads. So here boy is a singular verb and read is a plural verb. See the first general rule what I have told you here, that singular verb must have singular subject must have singular verb and plural subject must have plural verb. So this is wrong. So here the boy is singular and reads is singular verb. So it is correct. Now take another example. The boys read. See, the boys is in plural subject, read is plural verb. So it is correct. But if you will read this, the boys reads. Boys is in the plural subject and reads is singular verb. So it is incorrect. So singular subject uses singular verb and plural subject uses plural verb. Now see another example. When the subject is in singular form, this only goes with when the subject is in the third person. When the subject is in singular form, that monkey eats banana. Monkey is a subject which is singular and eats is your singular verb. See another example. This car goes fast. See, this is only when the third person is saying. This car goes fast. Car is your singular subject and goes is your singular verb. Now what happens when the subject is plural? See, those monkeys eat bananas. So see, monkeys, S is there. So this noun is plural. So there is a plural subject, and as I have told you, that verb is always in the plural form. So monkeys, plural subject, eat, plural verb. These cars go fast. Cars, plural subject, and go, plural verb. Now what do you remember? That singular subject uses singular verb, plural subject uses plural verb. Now these are the examples when the subject is in the third person. Now see another example when the subject is not in the third person. As I have told you earlier, then that when there is a first person we use I or we, when there is a second person we use you, when there is a third person we use he, she, it or they. Now see, when subject is not in the third person, I read newspaper regularly. I is a singular subject, means first person. Read is your plural verb. Now we read newspaper regularly. We means more than one person, means plural verb, plural subject, and read is plural verb. So in case of first and second person, there is no rule of singular subject and singular verb, and plural subject must have plural verb. There is no rule. You have to remember this, students, or you can note it down, that in case of first and second person, there is no rule of singular subject and singular verb, and plural subject must have plural verb. You have to remember this thing. Now there are some rules which you need to understand. Suppose if there is in a sentence there are two singular subjects which is connected by and, they always require a plural verb. With the help of a diagram, I am just trying to illustrate you. Suppose it is subject 1 and it is subject 2. In a sentence there are two singular subjects and they are connected by and, so it always require a plural verb. For example, you can see gold and silver. These both are singular subjects. In a sentence, these both are singular subjects and it is connected by and. So we always use a plural verb. So here we have used are as a plural verb. Gold and silver are precious metal. See another example. He and I, both are singular subjects. It is connected by and. So here we have taken were as a plural verb. He and I were playing. Now in exceptional case, now see, if the noun suggests one idea to the mind or refer to the same person or thing, the verb is singular. Now with the help of the example, let me make you clear that bread and butter is his only food. So here bread and butter is the combination which we consider as same only. When we use bread and butter, we used to eat both at the same time. So we consider bread and butter as same only. So here what I have told you, that if the noun suggests one idea to the mind or refer to the same person or thing, the verb will be in singular form. So here bread and butter, we are considering bread and butter as the same only. So here we are using is as a singular verb. See another example. Time and tide waits for no one. See again we have taken time and tide as same only. So here waits will be your singular verb. Now rule number 2. Two or more singular subjects joined by or nor require singular verb. See with the help of the diagram. Singular subject 1, singular subject 2. When it is connected by or nor, it always uses the singular verb. Now see with the help of the example. Neither food nor water was found there. See in this sentence, food singular subject 1, water singular subject 2, connected by nor. It requires a singular verb which is was. So here was is your singular verb. Now see the second example. Either the cat or mouse has been there. So see here, cat and mouse, these are both. Cat is your singular subject 1, mouse is your singular subject 2. It is connected by or. So here again we have to use the singular verb which is has. Now if you will take it in a different scenario, if one subject 1, if there is a singular subject 1, and in the same sentence if there is a plural subject 2 which is connected by or nor, then we use plural verb. Now these things you have to remember, students, that if in a sentence if there is a singular subject and if you have got a plural subject also which is connected by or nor, then we have to use plural verb. Now for example, let's see. Neither the chairman nor the directors are present. Now see, chairman. If there is s in the chairman's, it will be plural subject, but it is chairman. So it is singular subject 1. Nor the directors. See, if there is director written over here, then it will be a singular subject, but it is written directors. So it is plural subject. So it is plural subjects. Okay, are present. So here it is singular subject 1, directors plural subject 2, connected by nor, and are is your plural verb. Now you have to keep this thing in remember, that if there is a singular subject and there is a plural subject in a particular sentence, then the plural subject is placed by the nearest verb, which is are. Here in this sentence, this is the plural subject directors, it is placed just nearest the verb are. You have to keep this thing in remember. Now rule number 3. Subjects joined by or nor are of different persons. The verb agrees with the nearer. Suppose in a sentence if the subject is joined by or nor are of different persons, then the verb agrees with the nearer one. Suppose see subject 1 or subject 2. It is connected by or nor, then the verb agrees with the third person. Make sure, then the verb agrees with the third person. Now see the example. Neither you or he means second or third person we are talking about in this sentence. Neither you or he is to be blamed. So you is the second person, he is the third person. So what I have told you, when the subject 1 or subject 2 is connected by or nor, then the verb will agree with the third person. Here third person is he. So is will be your verb. Now see the second example. Either you or I am mistaken. So here you will be a second person or I will be the first person. So here the verb agrees with the third person. So I am mistaken. So am will be your verb. Make sure that always verb agrees with the nearer one. Now rule number 4. Words like either, neither, each, everyone, many must be followed by singular verb. Students, if you want, you can write this for your ready reference so that you don't just skip out in your examination. So these are such basic rules which you need to remember. So words like either, neither, each, everyone, many must followed by singular verb. For example, let's see. Every one of the boys loves to ride the car. So here see, there is a word everyone there. So it will be followed by a singular verb. So loves will be your singular verb. Again, there is a word many in the sentence. So many a man has done so. So has will be your singular verb. Now rule number 5. Now see, some nouns which are in plural form but having singular meaning always take a singular verb. Suppose in a sentence there are some nouns which are plural in form but their meaning is singular, they always take a singular verb. Now see, suppose here is the example, mathematics is the branch of study in every school. See, mathematics is in plural form but it is singular in meaning. So here we will take the singular verb. So mathematics is the branch of study in every school. So is will be your singular verb. Now see another example. The news is true. So again here the news noun is in plural form but it is singular in meaning. So here again we have taken is as our singular verb. Now rule number 6. Here some nouns which are singular in form but plural in meaning always takes a plural verb. See, there is a difference. If nouns are in plural form but singular in meaning, we take singular verb. But if nouns are singular in form but plural in meaning, we take plural verb. Don't get confused, students. Now, see the first example. 1 dozen apple cost 1000 rupee. See, dozen is in singular form but its meaning is plural. So we have to take a plural verb. So 1 dozen apple cost, it's a plural verb, 1000 rupee. See another example. The couple are going out this week. Again the couple is in singular form but its meaning is in plural form. So here we have taken are as a plural verb. So these were the 6 basic rules for the subject verb agreement which you need to remember, students. I hope I am clear to you all that how the verb agree with the subject. So that's all for today, students. Thank you.